episode 292 on Monday, the 16th of June 2014. That's a lie. I am your host, Stephen Layton. Welcome to In My Mug and welcome to the pre-recorded news. So it's a lie because I recorded this before I went to Italy. This was done like over a week ago. So I'm going to go. How awesome was Mrs. Athers last week? If you didn't watch last week's In My Mug, go watch it. I'm super proud of it. Leeds is an amazing city. I have fallen for Leeds. They have great coffee. They have great food. They have amazing beer. House of Ham, somewhere you have to visit. It's completely changed my mind of Leeds. A really cool city, somewhere I'm definitely going to again very soon. No more news. This is in the past. Any news I give you will be old news. So that was the no news. We should get to focus on, and today we're going to focus on Ethiopia. Okay, so focusing on Ethiopia. Ethiopia is a country located in the Horn of Africa. It's bordered by Eritrea to the north. You got Djibouti and Somalia to the east. You have Sudan to the west and Kenya to the south. It has a population of 93 million. And Ethiopia is the most populous landlocked country in the world, as well as the second most populated nation in Africa. I did not know that. That population has jumped up 30 million in the past 10 years as well. It's a huge place. It occupies an area of 1,100,000 square kilometres, and the capital city is Addis Ababa. According to the IMF, Ethiopia was one of the fastest growing economies in the world, registering over 10% economic growth from 2014 through to 2009. And it was the fastest non-oil dependent African economy in 2007-2008. Since then, things have slowed down a little bit, but it is still a really emerging, successful country, and something that isn't shades about. Ethiopia has a very negative stereotype and view, and it is somewhere that is amazing. If you'd like to read more about Ethiopia, you should go to go.hasbeen.co.uk/Ethiopia, where I did a little article on how to buy coffee from Ethiopia. It was published in Coffee and Tea magazine, I think, and is quite a thing I'm quite proud of. So that was focus on. Why am I talking about Ethiopia? Well, this week's coffee is from Ethiopia, and it's a coffee that we've had in the past, but only as a naturally processed one. This is the first time we've had it as a washed coffee. It's grown in the town of Shakiso, which is located in the Guji zone of Oromia region, and is officially in the Sidamo province of Ethiopia. It's very near to Yirgacheffe as well, though. So as these places are, there's all a little bit of crossover. So Ethiopia is the birthplace of coffee, and it is the only indigenous place coffee grows. We know that. I've talked about that lots on here. But some of the plant stock in Ethiopia is amazing. It is phenomenal stuff. It is, because it's been there forever and it's evolved and changed and mutated, you have some of the most diverse cut profiles. With this diversity, it kind of comes this huge spectrum of taste, and this is a very different one to the other Ethiopians that we've had. So we've had the Chelekatu and the Aricha, and this is very different. Some of my most special coffee moments, I think, have come from Ethiopia's. But what really makes me sad is the lack of provenance on them. So this is from Guji, and we know a little bit about the mill, but we know very little about it apart from that. It comes from lots of smallholders. Basically, people grow coffee in their garden, and they pick the coffee and they take it to a central place, and there's a guy that buys the coffee by the sack, and he will take it to the mill, and then he will process it and he'll sell it. It's a very broken up, small way of doing it. And it amazes me that they can produce such delicious cups of coffee. But they manage to. Year on year, there is always something good coming out of Ethiopia, but you have to cook the heck out of everything to find them. So the likelihood of going back to somewhere and finding something delicious is pretty slim, which is kind of, it's a shame. We're kind of, We'd like to have more information, but we don't. But we go with the figures that we do have. So the name of the coffee is Shakiso. It's from the Shakiso region of Sidamo. It's a fully washed coffee, grown at an altitude of 1,700 to 1,850 metres above sea level. It is grown by very, very, very many smallholders, which is hand-picked and hand-sorted before going through the fully washed process. So we should shut up and we should go to Roland's Daft Fact of the Week. What wonderful gem is he going to give us today? The domain registrant for Ethiopia is .et. I wonder if he ever phoned home. The world has gone crazy and Roland has props. Who knew? Wow. So we should go to what's going to be a very, very, very sketchy map bit, I think. I like the swizzling round icon thing. I think it's really cool. Right, we're going up. We're going up, up and away, and we're going to the wonderful UK. And instead of going across that Atlantic Ocean, I think we should go down. We should go down to the wonderful continent of Africa, somewhere we don't go enough to. We don't buy enough coffees from there. Africa's really hard to buy coffee from, though. It's tough. But one of the easier places of late has been Ethiopia. We've found some really great washed coffees from them. We have some great natural coffees on their way too. Ethiopia has 63 airports and only 17 of them have a paved runway. And I have been to some of those airports and they're the most scariest places ever. I went to Harar International Airport, which has about 3 flights a day. So we're going to go down, and we are not worrying about Harar. We're worrying about the Yirgacheffe/Sidamo region. So we can see here you've got a region that we were at just a couple of weeks ago, and you've got the town of Yirgacheffe, and you've got Kerbal-Conga above. But we're going a little bit lower down, and we're going to go down to Shakiso. Now, this is not the washing station location. This is the town of Shakiso. The washing station is just outside of it. So yeah, Shakiso is a small town. You can see not massive population. I'd estimate it to be in the hundreds more than the thousands. But you get a rough idea of the layout. I don't have the washing station exactly coordinates, so it's the best I could do. But look at that topography. It goes up to 4,620 metres. That's obscenely high. And it is just such a high country with it being landlocked. And that was the map bit. It was a bit sketchy, wasn't it? It's very difficult. I hate not having exact coordinates and being precise. And I know this one might surprise me. I might have something, but anyway, we'll see. Hopefully, it was passable. I should whap you on pause, and I should go and get tasting delicious drinks, and I'll be back with you in just a moment. Okay, so I'm back. I'm going to dive straight into the espresso. I reckon this is going to be the shortest in my mug ever. I've got to go home and pack. Okay, so there's lots of acidity in this to start off with, which you would expect from an Ethiopian, but there's a lot of sweetness as well. For me, it's a real chocolate lime flavour going on. So you know those chocolate lime sweets? You get a real zesty lime and then a beautiful chocolate sweetness with it. Fantastic mouthfeel as well. Really, really delicious. Very Ethiopian. I love that limey kind of bright florality. It's really good. And in milk, surprisingly, that lime actually gets bigger. You would think it would kind of calm it down a little, but the lime is much, much brighter. Excuse me just one moment. There is nothing clever about the clever dripper. Remember that, kids. No, that is... It cuts through, it's smooth, it's got a great mouthfeel to it. You get the chocolate still. Chocolate lime, again. Oh, I haven't got a mug. I'm going to be really professional. Go and get a mug, go and get a mug, go and get a mug, go and get a mug. My new mug, my Los Polos Hermanos. An in-joke, I am sure. For those in the know. So 4-minute steep time, fairly coarse grind, very gritty. Let it drain through. Boom! So that's, for me, again, where it's at its best. I love the espresso, but I really love that. It's so zesty and limey. You really get that lime flavour kind of just running through it. But there's this chocolate base note to it as well that is just delicious. It is a really, really great coffee. I'm really excited to have it. I love that we have such diversity in our Ethiopians. It's been a really good year for them. Okay, wrapping up, going home to pack. Do remember, children, life is definitely too short for bad coffee. Grown-ups should remember it too.